What is going on YouTube? And a special welcome to the Bat Cave, because it's been a while since I have checked out anything from Liliac. So based on some recommendations, I'm going to check out the acoustic version of Smells Like Teen Spirit. So there's a lot to talk about, but we'll talk about it over here. Okay, so it's been quite a while since I've checked out Liliac. I am not going to lie, I've had a few drinks at this moment, and I thought it'd be a great time to check out a video. So if you're into that, drunken reactions, this is your place right now. Just, I don't know, everything lined up just right for that. So just a few things to talk about really quick. So Smells Like Teen Spirit. This was requested by a few people. I know it's a recent publication by these folks, an acoustic version of Smells Like Teen Spirit. So this is coming from somebody who kind of grew up in the 80s and the 90s. As a teenager in the 90s. So back in that day, everybody had a garage band. All right, guys. So we've been learning these new instruments now for like 2 weeks. Tyler is up to 3 power chords now. Actually 4. Awesome. Billy, you got that Smells Like Teen Spirit beat thing down. It's all we need. And you could pretty much owe that almost all to Nirvana, because the music they created was very accessible. I kind of planned on making a video kind of equating Kurt Cobain to Ernest Hemingway with literature. I know it's kind of like a weird stretch, but in a way they both kind of brought their medium to the regular person, right? They made it to where you didn't have to be very well versed, you didn't have to be very talented. You just had to have a story to tell, really, and you were able to create a band. And I was one of those people. Back when Nirvana was their biggest, I was a teenager, and of course we created a garage band, and a lot of our cover music was Nirvana. And there's a lot of reason for that, because the guitar was very basic power chords. Even though Dave Grohl's an amazing drummer, the drum beat was fairly accessible, fairly basic, and just kind of easy stuff to cover. So I'm not taking away from Liliac at all. I'm interested to see what this is all about, but for those reasons, Nirvana kind of holds a very dear place in my heart, because for most of my childhood, we tried to emulate Nirvana. We tried to, do that garage band thing, and we got pretty successful, actually, which wasn't too hard in the 90s. So here we are. It's been a while. I know I've been on hiatus for a while, so let's go ahead and check out and see what they have in store for us with Nirvana. Smells Like Teen Spirit acoustic version. All right, so here we go. So before we get into the lyrics here, it's very interesting what we have going on here. We definitely can hear the keyboards pretty high in this one. There's definitely a heavy key element here. Abigail's playing on what looks like a barrel. Her hands are making that higher note, and that kind of makeshift kick pedal is doing that lower note. We got Ethan on a very large, you can see here in this picture, a very large acoustic guitar kind of doing that bass thing. So, yeah, it's interesting. So let's see. Of course, melodies, vocals will add a whole new thing to this. I gotta say, so I'm very intimately familiar with this song, so I'm interested to see some of the changes. I like how she kicked it up an octave just there, if you noticed. So, can I just say they're nailing it with the flannels? You know, that's totally what we wore back in the day. The flannels, they got it down. Like, there's all kind of flannel going on. That's cool. Alright, so even though this is acoustic, we definitely have some pedal edge going on here, some pedal effects. Melody's doing some cool things with her voice, going up several octaves compared to the original. So that's pretty cool. So you pick the pedal. It's like so effortless, right? That's kind of interesting. So let me try to get a kind of a beat on his keys here really quick. Let's check a look at this. Justin, right? Look at that. So those are like, I don't know if those are like stainless steel keys or what he's got going on, but that's kind of cool. I like that. I really do. They're all the same color and they got that like stainless steel look to them. Okay. All right. Well, let's go discuss that one. All right. So if you've been following my channel at all, you've known in the past I've kind of had this love-hate relationship with Liliac. We've had some high points. We've had some rough spots where Papa Liliac was kind of getting a little salty with some things I had to say, but this one came heavily recommended. They're like, "Oh man, make sure you check this out." And to be honest, this is something we kicked out back when I was 16 years old, sitting in the garage, just kind of cranking it out. I mean, I appreciate the homage to the 90s with the flannel and all of that, Melody did some cool things with the voice where she, kicked it up an octave here or there. But in the end, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's definitely mind breaking at all, but at least they got new stuff coming out. I mean, I've said this in the past. Liliac, when they got popular, they were very young. And I'm really really hoping as they get older that they remain kind of relevant, because there's a huge talent pool out there. And I mean, we're talking insane talent. We're talking insane music writing. We're talking insane technical playing abilities. If they don't keep up, they're gonna fall behind really quickly. So hopefully they can stick to this kind of classical homage to the 80s and 90s rock and power metal, and stuff like Dio and Iron Maiden, stuff like that. There's still definitely a huge market for that. But if they don't really up their music writing and those kinds of abilities, unfortunately they're just going to get swallowed up by the limitless talent pool that's out there. So that's all I got to say about Liliac. I mean, I don't mean to end on a bad note. What I would like to say, Papa Liliac, if you're listening, I know you like to watch these sometimes, but I'd give you a challenge. My favorite band in the world is Unleash the Archers. If you can get your kids to cover the song Soulbound by Unleash the Archers, I think that their style, I think that Melody's voice would well complement this. But give it a shot. If you guys covered this, that would be a whole new kind of like layer of respect I would have for the technical abilities of these kids. Otherwise, if they can't even attempt to cover a song like this, there's always going to be a market for those who can kind of do cover bands for old 80s songs and 90s songs and things like that. But hopefully they go far above and beyond that. So that's my challenge to you. If you guys can cover the song Soulbound by Unleash the Archers, that would be freaking incredible. Give it a shot. See what you can do. But there we have it. I know I pissed a lot of Liliac fans off. I'm a Liliac fan myself. I'm really rooting for these kids. I've seen some of their stuff in the past. I think they've got a lot of talent, but I really want to see those technical abilities really showcased. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you there. But until then, everybody be safe, healthy, and be nice to each other.